We stand for growth, for curiosity that pushes boundaries, for knowledge that prepares you not just to adapt, but to lead. We stand for community, for minds that don't just think, but connect, for hands that don't just build, but uplift. We stand for experiences that shape you, for friendships that anchor you, for courage that carries you beyond this place. Here you become more than a student. You become a maker of solutions, a believer in dreams, a contributor to something greater than yourself. This is where purpose meets possibility. This is where futures are built. Charles Brook Bassar University, where you stand for what matters.
Early in the morning, fire on the stove, love in a pie, that's the life we know. From the fields to the table, every bite it shows. Primarily meal, the taste of home. Primarily meal, the taste of home. Primarily meal, the taste of home. Mama in the kitchen, we never eat alone. Primarily meal, the taste of home.
Primarily meal, pure, proudly Zambian, the taste of home.
Before 2022, millions of Zambian children stayed home, not because they didn't want to learn, but because school was unaffordable for many families. Today, things are much better. No more tuition fees, no more PTA fees, and no more examination fees. More than 2.5 million children are back in class across the country, from villages to towns, from the cities to the districts and provinces. Schools are feeding our children and classrooms are full again. And with the Enhanced Constituency Development Fund, communities around Zambia are transforming education. More classrooms are being built, more desks are being made, more teachers are being hired. Because Bali cares. He has delivered this for all children across Zambia. Because free education is not just a policy, it is a promise to every Zambian child. A promise that poverty will not decide their future. A promise delivered.
Why keep your business in the dark? Shine a spotlight on your brand with Prime TV2.
Has been assaulted by the ant.
Zambia's first ever 24-hour news channel and a trusted platform that helps business grow.
Botswana, of course, behind me is the Kazongola Bridge. And
we broadcast on Topstar, Channel 110, DTH platform, and reach an expanding digital audience through our Facebook page, PTV2 Zambia.
It's projects that have been dotted across the country.
Advertise with us today. Contact our marketing team on 0978 71 9477. Prime TV2, the home of breaking news.
If it's not on Prime TV2, verify it. Our dedicated reporters across the country bring you accurate, well-researched news, keeping you informed 24/7. Catch us on Topstar Channel 110 and follow us on Facebook at Prime TV2 Zambia. Prime TV2, the home of breaking news.
Henna mulijisi idekoda ya Topstar. Amwebele magani atugwa munchiri agasimpe amumasena momukala ambunga abahimu wezelela tuambo bahomega abahimulimo. Twamwetela magani muhyogo yonse hajihi ana majaja wa Prime TV2 Channel 110. Ninganda ileta magani mbwabele. Henna mulijisi idekoda ya Topstar. Amwebele magani atugwa munchiri agasimpe amumasena momukala ambunga abahimu wezelela tuambo bahomega abahimulimo. Twamwetela magani muhyogo yonse hajihi ana majaja wa Prime TV2 Channel 110. ninganda ileta magani mbwabele.
Hi, my name is Constance Nalishebo Mleawa, the Mayor of Livingston. I also happen to be the 8th wonder of the world, and you are watching Prime TV2.
What do we stand for? We stand for possibility, for the belief that every tomorrow begins with a choice made today. We stand for growth, for curiosity that pushes boundaries, for knowledge that prepares you not just to adapt, but to lead. We stand for community, for minds that don't just think, but connect, for hands that don't just build, but uplift. We stand for experiences that shape you, for friendships that anchor you, for courage that carries you beyond this place. Here you become more than a student. You become a maker of solutions, a believer in dreams, a contributor to something greater than yourself. This is where purpose meets possibility. This is where futures are built. Charles Brook Passar University, where you stand for what matters.
Early in the morning, fire on the stove, love in a pie, that's the life we know. From the fields to the table, every bite it shows. Primarily me, the taste of home. Primarily me, the taste of home. Primarily me, the taste of home. Mama in the kitchen, we never eat alone. Primarily me, the taste of home.
Prime Mill Meal, pure, proudly Zambian. The taste of home.
Before 2022, millions of Zambian children stayed home, not because they didn't want to learn, but because school was unaffordable for many families. Today, things are much better. No more tuition fees, no more PTA fees, and no more examination fees. More than 2.5 million children are back in class across the country, from villages to towns, from the cities to the districts and provinces. Schools are feeding our children and classrooms are full again. And with the Enhanced Constituency Development Fund, communities around Zambia are transforming education. More classrooms are being built, more desks are being made, more teachers are being hired. Because Bali cares. He has delivered this for all children across Zambia. Because free education is not just a policy, it is a promise to every Zambian child. A promise that poverty will not decide their future. A promise delivered.
Why keep your business in the dark? Shine a spotlight on your brand with Prime TV2.
Has been assaulted by the ant.
Zambia's first ever 24-hour news channel and a trusted platform that helps business grow.
Botswana, of course, behind me is the Kazongola Bridge. And
we broadcast on Topstar, channel 110, DTH platform, and reach an expanding digital audience through our Facebook page, PTV2 Zambia.
Such projects that have been dotted across the country.
Advertise with us today. Contact our marketing team on 0978 719477. Prime TV2, the home of breaking news.
If it's not on Prime TV2, verify it. Our dedicated reporters across the country bring you accurate, well-researched news, keeping you informed 24/7. Catch us on Topstar Channel 110 and follow us on Facebook at Prime TV2 Zambia. Prime TV2, the home of breaking news.
henna muligisi idekoda ya Topstar amwebere magani atugwa munchiri agasimpe amumasena momukala ambunga abahimuwezelela twambo bahomega abahimulimo twamwetela magani muhyogo yonse hajihi anamajaja wa Prime TV2 channel 110 ninganda ileta magani mbwabele henna muligisi idekoda ya Topstar amwebere magani atugwa munchiri agasimpe amumasena momukala ambunga abahimuwezelela twambo bahomega abahimulimo twamwetela magani muhyogo yonse hajihi anamajaja wa Prime TV2 channel 110 ninganda ileta magani mbwabele
Hi, my name is Constance Nalishebomlearai, the Mayor of Livingston. I also happen to be the 8th wonder of the world, and you are watching Prime TV2.
What do we stand for? We stand for possibility, for the belief that every tomorrow begins with a choice made today. We stand for growth, for curiosity that pushes boundaries, for knowledge that prepares you not just to adapt, but to lead. We stand for community, for minds that don't just think, but connect, for hands that don't just build, but uplift. We stand for experiences that shape you, for friendships that anchor you, for courage that carries you beyond this place. Here you become more than a student. You become a maker of solutions, a believer in dreams, a contributor to something greater than yourself. This is where purpose meets possibility. This is where futures are built. Charles Brook Bassar University, where you stand for what matters.
Good morning to you. It is another Wendy Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining us on today's edition of the Sunrise Breakfast Show. We're so glad that you could join us once again on this very beautiful morning, and of course just the feeling of knowing that you have been watching and enjoying Prime TV2 makes us even feel better today. And of course, do not forget you are watching us live. That is on Topstar Channel 110, and of course streaming on our digital platforms. That is is Facebook, PTV2 Zambia, and of course on YouTube, PTV2 Zambia. Not forgetting our website as well, where you can also get some more details and information about this particular show and the rest of our broadcasting as well. My name is Rhoda Mlenga, but let me also remind you, just as we get started with the program, that today is indeed a special day because some amazing things did happen in history today. And first of all, I also need to remind you, before you get pranked this morning, that today is actually April Fool's Day. And so I do have my co-hosts in the studio, Mr. Kizito and Dominic. Good morning.
Good morning, Rhoda. How are you doing today?
Good, thank you. Good morning, Mr. Kizito.
Good morning, Rhoda. I'm wondering whether even us being on the fence is really a reality. Maybe we'll be fooling people that we hear.
It's a recording.
Yeah, I just had to, remind people that today is actually April Fool's Day because I know what he's capable of doing. So we need to be alert throughout the entire day, yeah? So apart from that, well, today also on the 1st of April in 2004, Google launched Gmail, and 5 years later, the number of people using the email service surpassed 1 billion. What, of course, an amazing achievement with Google that we are all familiar with and have been using to our advantage. And of course, something else that happened in 1984 is that American singer and songwriter Marvin Gaye, whose notable works include the concept album What's Going On in 1971, was shot and killed by his father in Los Angeles. So those are some of the notable events that we could speak about that happened today as we begin with our program. Gentlemen, how's the morning? Yeah? Well, can we talk about the outfit first of all? Can somebody zoom in this amazing outfit that Mr. Kizito is wearing? You look good, by the way.
Thank you.
You know?
And courtesy to our colleagues in Ghana and West Africa for their attire. Now, of course, studio has advised me that I need to quickly go back to Rosiland and also exhibit, the Zambia case. But thank you for the compliment. And I hope that we can promote more the African culture and the African dressing, indigenous, and that's it.
Yeah, you went for the Komboka ceremony. Where is your attire?
Actually, I did not get an attire. Yes, the only thing.
You got a woman instead.
No. That is not
No. I mean a woman. I didn't say a wife. I said a woman.
Oh yeah. So, but I managed to get those T-shirts.
Oh, okay.
And of course, Maggie's loyalty. And from that other side, I think I had a good experience. So I came. What I got was I got an good experience, and I got to understand how the Kumboka ceremony is so respected by the people. I thought Jwala was quite big, but Kumboka ceremony is very big. Trust me.
Why did you look at me? You want us to compare, contrast, and
yeah. But both of you were in Western Province, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So was it worth the journey? Some things that maybe we can learn from that particular ceremony.
Culture-wise, it was. I think business-wise, Mr. Kizito can give
Yeah, but first of all, let's give it to culture. It's massive. I must say it's quantum. It's very rich in the sense of the history, what happens. I mean, if you're watching with the eyes, you miss a lot. You need someone to tell you what is basically taking place. And, conversating with the people around was amazing. I particularly saw one little boat circling as Elitunga was about to dock. And then I was wondering, I said, but why are these boys docking around?
All right, so Mr. Kizito, maybe you can hold on. We'll continue with our conversation just after this short break.
Okay, emergency. Mike.
Hi, my name is Constance Nalishebo Mlearai, the mayor of Livingston. I also happen to be the 8th wonder of the world, and you are watching Prime TV2.
What do we stand for? We stand for possibility, for the belief that every tomorrow begins with a choice made today. We stand for growth, for curiosity that pushes boundaries, for knowledge that prepares you not just to adapt, but to lead. We stand for community, for minds that don't just think, but connect, for hands that don't just build, but uplift. We stand for experiences that shape you, for friendships that anchor you, for courage that carries you beyond this place. Here you become more than a student. You become a maker of solutions, a believer in dreams, a contributor to something greater than yourself. This is where purpose meets possibility. This is where futures are built. Charles Brook Bassar University, where you stand for what matters.
Early in the morning, fire on the stove, love in a pie, that's the life we know. From the fields to the table, every bite it shows. Primarily me, the taste of home. Primarily me, the taste of home. Primarily me, the taste of home. Mama in the kitchen, we never eat alone. Primarily me, the taste of home.
Prime Meal, pure, proudly Zambian, the taste of home.
Before 2022, millions of Zambian children stayed home, not because they didn't want to learn, but because school was unaffordable for many families. Today, things are much better. No more tuition fees, no more PTA fees, and no more examination fees. More than 2.5 million children are back in class across the country, from villages to towns, from the cities to the districts and provinces. Schools are feeding our children and classrooms are full again. And with the enhanced Constituency Development Fund, communities around Zambia are transforming education. More classrooms are being built, more desks are being made, more teachers are being hired. Because Bali cares. He has delivered this for all children across Zambia. Because free education is not just a policy, it is a promise to every Zambian child. A promise that poverty will not decide their future. A promise delivered.
Why keep your business in the dark? Shine a spotlight on your brand with Prime TV2.
Has been assaulted by the ant.
Zambia's first ever 24-hour news channel and a trusted platform that helps business grow.
Botswana, of course, behind me is the Kazongola Bridge. And
we broadcast on Topstar, channel 110, DTH platform, and reach an expanding digital audience through our Facebook page, PTV2 Zambia.
Such projects that have been dotted across the country.
Advertise with us today. Contact our marketing team on 0978 71 9477. Prime TV2, the home of breaking news.
If it's not on Prime TV2, verify it. Our dedicated reporters across the country bring you accurate, well-researched news, keeping you informed 24/7. Catch us on Topstar Channel 110 and follow us on Facebook at Prime TV2 Zambia. Prime TV2, the home of breaking news.
Henna muligisi idekoda ya Topstar amwebere magani atugwa munchidi agasimpe amumasena momukala ambunga abahimu wezelela twambo bahomega abahimulimo twamwetela magani muhyogo yonse yajihi ana majaja wa Prime TV2 channel 110 ninganda ileta magani mbwabele. Henna mulijisi idekoda ya Topstar amwebele magani atugwa munchiri agasimpe amumasena momukala ambunga abahimu wezelela twambo bahyomega abahimulimo twamwetela magani muhyogo yonse yajihi ana majaja wa Prime TV2 channel 110 ninganda ileta magani mbwabele.
All right, welcome back to our Sunrise Breakfast Show right here on PTV2, which is, of course, the home of breaking news. And, of course, you're watching us live on Topstar Channel 110 on Facebook. That is PTV2 Zambia. Now, just before we went for that short break, we were talking about, just reflecting on the Komboka ceremony. And because our gentleman in the studio did attend the ceremony and just giving us highlights on what really, was taking place, the learning points from that particular ceremony, which, Mr. Kizito, I think you can pick it up from there.
Yes, Rhoda. Like I said, when you look, sometimes you lack depth. So for me, I was fortunate I had an elder man that kept on intonating each activity. And believe you me, I've attended the ceremony before, but attending with someone telling you what is happening was amazing. So there was this little boat that was circling, the main boat for the Litunga. And I kept on wondering because for security reasons, you don't need any other boats to be around, and the protocols. So now I was wondering. Then he says, no, that boat is important. The youthful guys actually are the first line of defense for the king, and apparently these boys are carefully selected. And they must stay away from conjugal for 1 month. So these are not boys who must have aggressive appetites. They must be consecrated. And so you see them there. They haven't done it in a month. They are dedicated. They are sold out. They are royal. And even the guys that you see, the paddlers there, they are well selected. It's just not any guy who would go there close and is paddling. And as the boat was approaching, I noticed a number of guys dancing. I said, but who are those guys? And I was told these particular guys are coming from the tribes, the grandsons, the nephews, and the boys coming from past, successive Litungas who have been. They are making intercession that nothing bad should happen to the Litunga. It is believed that sometimes the king may not dock. It's not automatic that you are standing on the other side and you're waiting. There is a lot that happens on the water. The spirits must be appeased. And to arrive safely, to the people and dock off, is jubilant, and that's what I noticed. So it's a rich culture which you can't pick with your eyes.
And of course, we do know that beyond the celebrations, moments like Komboka do remind us of the importance of identity and unity, that they are very important in shaping national conversations, and that's what exactly we do here every morning.
All right, and to our viewers, this is your platform, wherever you're watching from, whether it's Livingston, Mongo, Kasama, the Copper Belt, and even beyond the borders. This is your platform. So, we are because you are. So So join in the conversation. You can follow us on Facebook, put your comment, or you can also follow us on our YouTube page. Or you can also send your views directly to our mobile number, that is 0972 036 306, 0972 036 306, or engage with us live. Because here on The Breakfast Show, this is not just where you are heard, but what you say also counts. Now, colleagues, before we dive into, you know, what is going on, what's really sitting heavy on our minds today?
For me, Dominic, I think it's a sad story that we've heard about a gentleman who drowned, you know, in the sewer at the University of Zambia. We are yet to get full information on the reports about what happened, but I think people rushed there to try and rescue him. It poses a threat not just to one person, but to many more. I can think of a parent who knows my son is going to be, you know, an engineer tomorrow, is going to be an economist tomorrow, and only to receive news that your son is statistics, your son has passed away. That can be something else. The investment, the family, you know. I think that something must be done, and these are huge lessons to learn from, you know, as a university. I think that someone must answer to this.
Oh, yeah. Definitely, that's indeed, you know, a very sad story that we have seen trending on social media, and it's also sad to see that people, you know, student did drown, but hopefully there are so many lessons to learn from these, and such issues should be treated with a lot of emergency and urgency, because there are a lot of you know, young people at that institution, and to see that their lives are being endangered with such situations is quite sad. So I do hope that something would be done about that quickly.
And I honestly think that while I feel and think that while investigations are being underway, my question is, what was this young man doing right next to that sewer? Because
so most of his friends, before you go on, most of his friends in the comment section were saying he had said he was going to study.
Yes, but irrespective of that, most of the comments that we're hearing and most of the messages that we're getting, of course, they might not be confirmed, but they are saying that around that sewer that was open, there was a blockage, there was a red tape around that thing. So my question is, if there was a red tape, how did the person actually get to drown? How did he then get so close? So as investigations get deeper and as they are underway, I think these are some of the things that we would want to know. These are things that we would want the people that are investigating to let us know and make us understand what really transpired, because there's no formal report of how it happened and why it happened, and I think those are the things that we are actually looking out for, and I know some of the viewers are also asking the same question. Yeah,
Dominic, I do agree with you, and coming up, you know, is a very power-packed show where we expect to know and get a lot, and of course, answering to what Dominic has said, we will cover a lot of stories making headlines across the country, and talking about mental health, perhaps as earlier noted by Dominic, we could have a mental health issue with a gentleman who, you know, could have seen the red flag. Perhaps he was thinking too much, perhaps under pressure with studies, perhaps under pressure with finances. You know, whatever the case, of course, the investigations will let us know. But in the studio, we're going to be joined by an activist and a gentleman that will help us to clear misconceptions and tell us what is the facts and what are opinions concerning mental health. If you wish to know that in Zambia we've not done very well since 1949, that is the first time we had you know, a law around it, and it was only repealed recently in 2019, which is 70 years later. So mental health still remains an issue, and Mr. Elvis Kapusa is going to help us to go into the details and understand. And of course, there will be a couple of other stories that we will look at that are important, such as this. So you stay tuned and glued so that you can hear more. And if you have any information, feel free to, like indicated by Dominic, to let us know so that we can also carry your feed.
And of course, this is not a conversation that you would want to miss out, because mental health issues are actually things, it's actually a topic that we can no longer ignore as a country, because mental health is actually affecting us in everything that we do, both at our workplaces, our communities, and also even just in our homes.
To top that up, we'll also unpack the fuel price adjustments announced yesterday, what they really mean and what could be coming next. Plus, Jeremiah, the man of sports, will be joining us with all the latest action from the world of sports. So whether you're just waking up, headed for work, already on the move, do stay with us, because this is where the conversation begins, and of course we set the tone for the entire day. So do not move, because if you snooze, you'll definitely lose.
But before we go any further and before we delve into what we have for you more, let's look at something that is affecting all of us. Let's look at the weather for today.
All right, of course, that is what the weather looks like for the rest of the day. So you definitely know how to put one or two, clothes together to put up an outfit so that it's suitable, for the rest of the day. And for those keeping an eye on the economy, business owners, traders, and anyone, of course, tracking the kwacha, this next segment is for you. So let's have a look at our money markets this morning.
All right, so these are the money markets for today. The US dollar is buying at 18 kwacha 78 ngwe and selling at 19 kwacha 12 ngwe. And the euro is buying at 21 kwacha 65 ngwe and selling at 22 kwacha 04 ngwe. It's buying, of course, at 21 kwacha 65 ngwe and selling at 22 kwacha 04 ngwe. And the Great British Pound, of course, is buying at 25 kwacha and selling at 25 kwacha 45 ngwe. And the rand is buying at 1 kwacha 10 ngwe and selling at 1 kwacha 12 ngwe. These are the rates for today, but remember, they vary from bank to bank.
Right, so those are some of the updates for today in terms of the weather and how the money markets are performing. Just stay with us, because the conversations will be getting deeper, impactful, and meaningful as well. But let's turn our heads to the stories that are making headlines in our news. We begin the news updates on a sad note. 49 pupils and 2 teachers from Sinafala zone in Gwembe district narrowly cheated death after being involved in a road traffic accident while returning from their zone games. The incident occurred yesterday, Monday, between 17 hours and 18 hours at 17 corners along Gwembe Chipepo Road. Sinafala Zono head teacher Entwell Chikuni confirmed the accident, stating that it is believed to have happened after the driver of a canter truck lost control of the vehicle. Mr. Chikuni disclosed that 4 pupils, 3 males males and 1 female sustained serious injuries, while the rest suffered minor injuries. It has further revealed that the vehicle had initially been arranged to carry 33 pupils, but additional pupils allegedly boarded without the teacher's knowledge, leading to overloading. And Mr. Chikuni adds that all the injured were rushed to Munyumbwe Level 1 Hospital for treatment. He says of the victims, 45 pupils with minor injuries have since been treated and discharged, while 4 with serious injuries remain admitted. Police have yet to issue an official statement on the incident.
And illegal poaching on the rise. A suspected illegal poacher whose identity and age is yet to be established is battling for his life in Mkoshi District Hospital after sustaining a gunshot wound to his head during a shooting incident. Central Province Commanding Officer Lemekani Chirwa says the incident occurred between March 29 and 30, respectively, in Nyimba area of Kasokoko Road. Mr. Chirwa explains that, I beg your pardon, Mr. Chirwa explains that the Batalia Game Ranch has been experiencing increasing cases of illegal poaching, prompting wildlife police officers to come in the camp on March 29th. He says, well on the patrol, officers reportedly heard 5 gunshots from within the ranch, leading a swift response and set up at the ambush and suspected exit point. He adds that 2 motorbikes carrying each a rider and a passenger later approached the ambush point but failed to stop when ordered. Mr. Chirwa states that the situation resulted in an exchange of gunfire, during which 1 suspect was injured while others fled from the scene.
He has been admitted to Mkoshi District Hospital after sustaining a gunshot wound on the left side of his head. This is male adult whose names and age are not yet known. Central Province Police Commanding Officer Lemekan Chirwa has confirmed that on 30th of March 2026, around 06 hours, Mkoshi Police Station received a report of a shooting incident which occurred between 29th of March 2026, around 22 hours, and 30th of March 2026, around 4:30 hours, at Nyimba Milling along Kasokota Road in Mkoshi Farm Block. Brief facts of the matter are that on 24th of March 2026, at around 14 hours, a report on poachers illegally slaughtering game animals using a known type of firearm was made to Zambia Wildlife Authority, Mkoshi Station, on the same date, around 16:30 hours. Batalia Game Rangers decided to go and camp, armed with an AK-47 rifle with 24 rounds of ammunition. On 29th of March 2026, around 21 hours, officers heard 2 gunshots, which alerted them to start mobilizing. While doing that, 3 more gunshots were heard, making it 5. The officers rushed to Nyimba Milling area along Kasokota Road, where they laid an ambush, as the same point is known to be an exit point for poachers. Whilst there, around 22 hours, officers heard the sound of motorbikes coming to where they had laid an ambush. 1 officer stood on the road. He tried to stop the rider who had with him a pillion rider, but he refused to stop. Unfortunately, in trying to escape, they fell on the motorbike and ran away, leaving the motorbike laden with game meat. The second motorbike rider, who was following behind, immediately he realized and saw that there was a person armed standing in the middle of the road. The pillion on the motorbike fired at the officer twice, but missed the target. This compelled the officer to showcase his acquired shooting skill and managed to injure the rider, while the other poacher who fired at the officer ran away with a firearm, leaving the motorbike at the scene. After inspecting the motorbikes with foreign number plates, which were left by the poachers, they found they were loaded with fresh game meat. Later, the poacher who was shot was apprehended but became unconscious, prompting the officers to report the matter to Mkoshi Police Station. The 2 motorbikes, game meat, and other shells of a 12-bore rifle have been recovered as investigation continue, while the suspected poacher is still unconscious at Mkoshi District Hospital. Joseph Siambihi reporting, Prime TV News, Mkoshi.
And of course, another story is making headlines. President Hakainde Hichilema has called for a provision of affordable and quality housing for citizens across the country. Mr. Hichilema says housing must be accessible and aligned with actual demand, noting that current efforts should respond to the needs of different groups of income. He says his administration is working to spread development beyond Lusaka in order to ease congestion in the capital and expand access to affordable housing nationwide. Speaking during the official opening of the Zambia National Building Society's new head office in Lusaka, the president urged Zambia National Building Society to develop initiatives that respond to citizens' demand for accommodation across all regions. Joseph Tamali has the details in this report.
Government has placed emphasis on strengthening financial institutions and advancing access to affordable housing for citizens. To this effect, President Hichilema has called for effective allocation of local resources to help stimulate regional economies to address the housing challenges.
Be part of the vision of this government and see your feet, your space in that vision. The vision of this government is to distribute development across the country. Across the country. We want to decongest Lusaka. Yes, we want to improve Lusaka. No question about it. But we want to decongest. We don't want a young guy, professional. Their aspiration in life is to live in Lusaka. Their aspiration in life is connected, interwoven to the assumption that you can only get good quality housing in Lusaka. As you know, Lusaka has some of the worst housing.
ZNBS has adopted modern planning methods, prioritizing durable materials and supporting local manufacturing.
Through the National Housing Policy and other targeted initiatives, we are pursuing a clear agenda to, 1, expand the availability of affordable housing across all income segments. 2, promote inclusive, well-planned and sustainable urban development. And the 3rd, enhance access to innovative housing finance.
Ministry of Infrastructure, Housing and Urban Development and the Bank of Zambia to provide long-term affordable housing solutions for the people of Zambia. These initiatives reflect our commitment to provide practical and accessible solutions for home ownership.
Government has shown unwavering commitment to restoring macroeconomic stability.
All of this, Mr. President, our economy has tremendously improved with all the economic fundamentals firmly in place. The economy is now on a growth trajectory. In addition, our country has become an attractive investment destination for both FDI, foreign direct investment, as well as local investors.
Joseph Tamaribanda reporting for Prime TV News in Lusaka.
You are still, on Sunrise, enjoying the breakfast show, and we continue to navigate and bring relevant informations and discussions. You can join us in the conversations by joining our various platforms, digital platforms, and allow them to be part of the contribution. Now, we discussed mental health, a crucial issue, especially in today's world. We earlier mentioned that Zambia in 1949 had a reform on mental health. And basically, this is one issue that is a growing concern in the country and globally. The conversations around mental health have increased, and yet there are still a lot of misconceptions. There are still a lot of misnomers around the field. And I'm going to be joined by the expert who is going to unpack for us what really is the case. He's an advocate, and he's coming from UNDP to just tell us really what is happening in matters of mental health.
they are traversing this particular path. And joined in the studio is Mr. Elvis. Elvis, welcome to the interview.
Thank you so much.
I want to be on first name basis so that I can poke. I will spare your daddy so that I don't feel that you know I'm being hard by having difficult conversations. But welcome to Prime TV2, and thank you for coming.
Thank you so much, and good morning to you once again.
All right, and so the viewers are eager to listen to you, to unpack what is basically happening in mental health. I know there's a lot of misconceptions, and I want us to start from the introduction itself. What is mental health? What are the misconceptions? What are the myths? Before we get into the myths, what would be the layman's explanation of mental health?
All right, thank you. So looking at mental health from a definition, I would define as mental health is our emotional, psychological, and also our social well-being. These are issues that affect our thinking, our behavior, even our daily life activities in our societies.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, even our daily activities in our societies, and we've got a lot of issues that have been spoken by people in our society, more especially coming from the perspective of the misconception. People have really been mixing them up, and people have ended up having wrong information at the end of the day. So an example I would give is that a number of people in this time around, they still believe to say someone who goes to the hospital to attend or to access the mental health services, they perceive that person to be mentally disturbed, which is not. So would urge a number of people to at least engage so that they can be able to learn from these services that we as UNDP and in collaboration with UNICEF that are providing to the people in our society, so that we can unpack and also give them the fact, not them believing in the the misconception that are going around in our societies.
Okay, Elvis, I came across a story by Dixon Jelly, I think in the social media. He did look at a case where a gentleman was cited and found guilty for carnal knowledge with a certain woman, and the family alleged that the girl actually had mental health issues. And when the judgment was rendered, the gentleman was found guilty, but he appealed, and after the appeal, the court looked at the issue and said, look, looking at the fact that the girl was sent by the parents to go to the market and buy a couple of products and services, indicates that the lady was in the right mental health. And of course, the guy couldn't tell by looking. He said they did even have a meal together, and she slept there for 2 days. So how could they say she's mentally ill? Looking at you and me, how can we tell this person is mentally ill? If you look at me right now, I look at you, are there things or signs that we can basically say, okay, I think Dominic here is not okay, or Rhoda is jumping, or although happy, but I think there are indications. How would you tell us?
All right, thank you. I think it's very, very important, first of all, to greet one another, like to know how is your mental health. For example, I just say, oh, how are you? How is your mental health? It doesn't mean that maybe you are mentally disturbed or something. No, but we just want to know how you are doing. How is your mental health doing? So coming to the statement you raised is that you can be able to know that someone is going through mental health issues because they'll cut themselves from interacting with their fellow friends, or they'll look so lonely because they have nobody to talk to, they have nobody to raise their concern to. So someone can be able to pick that there's something wrong in this person because they are not openly, and they cut themselves from interacting with their friends. And some of the certain things you can, if you get to have a chance maybe to talk to them, they would raise issues of, say, no, I'm having heart palpitation, I'm having shortness of breath, I'm having, sleepless nights, or maybe insomnia and so forth. So you can be able to tell maybe someone from those if they tend to highlight to you. But if they do not highlight to you, you can still be able that they'll cut themselves from interacting with their fellow friends. They'll just be in their own space alone without interacting with other people. Yes.
Mr. Elvis, I've seen people who by nature are introverts. they speak less. Should we be worried in a way that maybe at some point we might have suicidal victims? And further to that, what would be the root of mental health? Where does it start from? And just to keep it, what are the roots?
Okay, so some of the causes that cause mental health, like this time around, if you look at a number of people that are affected with mental health are youths. Mm-hmm. Why? Because youths are not employed. So we've got high level of unemployment rate in our country, which makes the youths to get to worry. To say, I'm not employed, at the end of the day, they'll have nobody to talk to and end up killing themselves or committing suicide. But the other thing that causes that is the community expectation. You look at maybe community and family expectation, they would say maybe they're expecting you to get married, mm-hmm. okay, at a certain age, and you're not getting married. You have that trouble in you, have that ringing in your head that I'm not getting married, and the family is really expecting me to, to get married, and or maybe you want to have a children. People are, expecting a lot from you. So you find as a result, those are the things that causes people to commit suicide or to kill themselves because they don't want to come out. And also stigma. Okay, people are afraid of just going to a mental health facility to access these services because they're afraid that people look at them at they are mad or maybe they're mentally disturbed. Yeah. But in the actual sense, you can access services at any of the hospitals when you are not feeling well. I'm sure this time around there's mental health department. I'm sure in these big hospitals you can be able to be helped. So let's not let people commit suicide. We can still have a talk with them. But for those that are perceived to be the introverts, they are just like that in their nature. And it's hard for them, yes, to come out and say they are going through this problem, but it's very important to be checking on them, at least have one or two words with them. I think each and every morning when you wake up, talk to them so that maybe they can open up and tell you the problem they are going through so that we reduce on the issues of having the suicidal cases.
Okay, and I know that sometimes even this can lead to, at workplaces you can have people having mental issues. What's the components in human resource? Is there anything that you are doing to work with human resource managers to just sensitize them and see what else they can do to upskill their workers? Particularly what we do is very stressful. We came here very early in the morning. We're not sure what our children, it's whatever. But what would be your take?
Thank you so much. I think the UNDP, we are working hand in hand with the mental health practitioners from China Mahils, yes, that are really on board helping us to reduce on these issues and provide services to these people. So we're a big team that is working in order to advocate for these mental health issues. We go in schools, universities, communities, workplaces. But if you are having issues at your workplace, because we cannot come in and help you with that directly, but you can rather give us a call. We'll share the number later on. You can give us a call that you can be able to contact us, and we can be able to help you, and we can work together hand in hand with the human resource department so that we can reduce on the issues of the mental health. Indeed, a lot of people are going a lot of mental health issues because you can't know. Sometimes you can't know. Someone might smile at you, someone might laugh with you, but deep down they are going through a lot of problems. They're having a lot of issues that they cannot disclose. And men are the victims of mental health because they feel when opening up to somebody, you are scared to open up. At the end of the day, you fail to access services. But we in working with UNDP and in collaboration with the UNICEF, we come on board at any time they may need us. We can provide those services to the people at any time. Just give us a call, or you can visit us at our UNDP house along Kata Road. We can be able to help you, or you can hit us on our Facebook. A team or refer you to the right people that can help you with that.
Okay, we've heard a story at University of Zambia where a gentleman, dropped in the sewer, and indications are that there was a ceiling to show that this place has some construction going on, and yet a person still went, hit in and fall, and we don't know, we fear the worst. What would be the early signs? Maybe this could be an issue of mental health. What could be the early signs or symptoms that you can literally point and say, look, I think that here we're probably having a problem?
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, they'll distance themselves from communicating with people. They'll look very low. They will stop participating in some of the activities. Let's say maybe they used to be active in poems, poetry, and all that. They'll withdraw. You just notice to say their participation in some of the certain activity has reduced, and they'll look very low. They'll look a bit tired and look disturbed most of the time. Then you can be able to know that there's something that is going on with that person. They're just failing to open up, and it's not an easy thing just to open up to somebody about these mental health issues.
Okay, so dear viewers, if you are listening, watching us, you continue to, join us. You can hit us, live, on our social media page, and we continue to talk mental health issues. So why are people then suffering in silence? We see this is a coffin. It's you really can't see what is happening, and people would rather just really keep quiet, and I think that all we see is manifestation. Someone is at the pole and they want to do it, and there was no indication, there was no sign.
Okay, I think of late we've not really had really sensitization in this field, and also there are few organizations that have come on board that are fighting the issue of mental health. So people really have less information about these mental health problems or issues, as I mentioned, because they are not taught, they are not given any materials that they can refer to say, okay, we need to go through this so that we can be aware that these are mental health problems that we are having. So people face a lot of challenges, but with the coming of this project that we've just recently launched with the UNDP, we are going to sensitize, carry out campaign outreach so that we can teach people about the mental health, where they can access services, and what they can do if they are in that situation. The person they can communicate to, who can refer them to the right person who can offer them the services they need. So these issues that are happening currently, it's because we do not really have organizations that are really sensitizing much on the mental health issues, and the participation of people, it's very low. So as a result, we are having a lot of people that are trying to commit suicide or trying to kill themselves because of the mental health that are going through. So if we can come on board with other partners that would wish to join to fight this, it would be a very great idea, so that we can sensitize together and teach the community, so that we can reach each and every person to teach them what mental health is.
Okay, talking about sensitization, of course, the media should be your number one partner to understand, assimilate the information, and then go to the communities and tell stories. How are you working with the media? Is there a budget, especially to capacity, the media houses, but also at national level? How huge is our budget towards mental health issues?
Okay, working with the media team, as I mentioned, we recently launched our project for the mental health. So we are yet to collaborate with the media team and maybe community leaders also. But our media team is our first priority, because a number of people this time around, people are always on social media. So we are yet to come up with some content that would help people to be taught on what some of the issues of mental health. We're also engaging some content creators that will come on board, that will help us. And also there's some team from my team. There's some few guys that are into content creating, that do teach about the content, the mental health issues in their content specifically, so that they can reach to a number of people. Mm-hmm. So with the budget, we haven't really yet settled on a budget, but we are yet to come up with something so that we can engage with the media, and also we see the best way we can do in order to reach to a number of people in our communities and society, even at national level.
Okay, talking about men, which is termed as endangered species, because men normally are very silent, and you alluded to the fact that the number of men could increase committing suicide and all these kind of issues. What have you identified, and how can the men be helped to come out, you know, and come to the front when they have issues, and it should not be seen or perceived as weakness?
Okay, so one of the misconceptions that I did mention earlier is people that are facing mental health challenges that are perceived to be weak, of which it's not true, because there are some people who go through this mental health and they will not disclose. It's not that they're weak, but they don't just feel, they have stigma, they don't want to open up. So with men being the victim of the mental health, because they feel uncomfortable and they feel, oh, Mamuna and Kolimba, you don't have to open up when you've got issues. But yet also they also need to be helped so that we can reduce. If you've seen a number of cases that we've had, more of them, I think they're gents, because they don't really even take time. If they think of suicidal case, they'll get a knife and cut themselves, or just get a gun and shoot themselves. So men really need a special treatment so that we can be able to help them. But they can be helped if they're not willing to open up to the people around them. They can come through to our offices. We can be able to help them. We can be able to talk to them in a nice way, and also refer them to the right person that can offer them the services that they are in need of. Yeah.
All right. You mentioned stigma, and I was coming to that. Just the mention of Chainama alone. You know, if I'm going to Chainama, we reference to our friends from Eastern Province that they are a Chainama case. So just going to Chainama, I mean, I know someone will be thinking, are you okay? Doing that respect.
Okay, thank you. So with people having that misconception of someone going to access mental health services at Chainama Hills, they are perceived mentally disturbed, which is not okay, because we deal with a lot of people during the mental issues. So when you come to the mental health hospital, which is Chainama, people might deceive you, might see you to have mental health problem, but you have a team of experts that are going to attend to you and give the services to you that you are going through. It's not that when you go to that hospital, which means you are physically, mentally ill, but you've got a lot of issues that you are going through. As I said earlier, to say, and in mental health, it's something that we have depression, anxiety, and also stress. So you can be able to visit the hospital. Maybe you've got depression. They can be able to give you guidance on what you can do, on some medication that they can give you. Maybe you have anxiety. They can be able to tell you or to guide you on how you can control it. And later on, maybe they can refer you to the person who is an expert in that field, who can give you the right treatment to what you are going through. So I urge men, if please you are out there, you can still get in touch with us. We can be able to help you where you are going through the problems you are going through. I know it's not easy, but if you come out and talk to us, we can be able to guide you on what to do and give you the right treatment that you deserve.
Okay, Elvis, talking about systems, because you also require systems to categorically tackle a situation. Some people have highlighted gaps in terms of experts in the field to treat mental health, because you require specific training, and the population is been increasing. Zambia now, I think we're roughly getting into 20 million, and the systems are there in place, the experts. What are some of the gaps that we are experiencing, and how can we address them?
Okay, some of the gaps that we are experiencing is that in some of these mental health department or field, you find maybe there is a female, and I'm a man, I would want to access these services at the hospital, and I find a female. I would feel shy to open up to such a person, to tell them, say, I'm going through this, because I feel she'll look at me as a weak person, okay? But which is the main big gap that we're experiencing. So the other way around with a female, there are some female that would not feel comfortable open to a male mental health officer, but they would rather be attended by a female. So these challenges that these are some of the challenges that we are facing. But with the project that we are currently working on, we've got a very huge number of, a well-balanced number of male and female. So if one feels they're not okay opening up to a female, they can be referred to a gent that can talk to them. If a female also is not okay being attended by a male, they can be referred to their fellow ladies so that they can be helped out with the mental issues that they're going through.
Elvis, you're talking to people in their homes, some of them on social media, and they're listening to you, and they are going through these issues, and they are saying, Elvis, I'm at the verge of collapse. What can you do? What practical steps can I carry away right now that can help me and rescue me from the situation?
Okay, we'll first look at what has really caused the problem, what has really led you to that problem. But before that, we can talk to you to a bit calm down, as we are still maybe talking to you, so that we can arrange for somebody who can really come to your aid at that particular moment. Because we don't really provide services directly on the phone and all that, but we can just guide you to calm down as we are arranging for someone to come and help you with the problem that you are going through. You identify the problem. We need to know what really caused the problem. Okay, why are you trying to commit suicide? We want to get to the bottom of the problem that you are going through, so that we can find the better solution for the problem that you are going through.
Okay, coming back to to policy implementation, we did say that you need legal reforms to treat certain things. You need political capital, and we haven't made a lot of progress from 1970. Like I said, I mean, over 70 years, we have had these gaps. Of course, trying to address them today. Do you think that we are lacking in terms of policy? What else? What other laws can we make? What other legal frameworks can we speak to treat mental health?
Okay, I think we can if we can come up with some certain activities where maybe each and every school should have maybe a mental personnel, maybe every community, maybe every university, school and all that, because we're experiencing these mental health issues more, especially with the youths and the young ones. So if we can have the mental health working together with maybe the guidance and counseling, it can be a very great idea, so that they can be able to be teaching these people. Up some certain laws would really improve on the issues of reducing on the mental health issues that are going through in our society, and together even in our community.
Okay, I will also come to a spiritual question. Maybe sometimes people are going through situations, and pastor would just say, "This is a family case. Give me a certain amount of money. This will go," and a person continues to be in a situation, in a depression. What is also your appeal to the spiritual side? Because I mean, people go through things spiritually, but then they shun from going to experts and people who are trained. They would rather go to pastor or papa to be helped. Is that the right channel?
Not really, but I would say I would advise those people to visit the right places, more especially the hospitals. We've got a number of people that are specifically trained in this field that can help. Going to the papa, yes, as community we go and do that, but I would urge people to just go to the hospital, because you might waste time. At the end of the day, we might end up losing someone in the name of spiritual or papa or something. So those people will just pray for you. they will not really know the problem you are going through. But if you reach out to the right people, or you go to the hospital, maybe you reach to Chainama Hills, they can be able to help you. They can be able to guide you to say, oh, okay, the problem you are going through, it is associated with this, and we can be able to provide medication based on the explanation that you've given us, or based on the experience that you've been experiencing. Yes.
As we come to the conclusion, Elvis, what is your appeal to government as regards mental health? And what's your personal message to the viewers? You have a lot of young people following us live on Facebook. You are their hope, and listening to you would give them a strength to face a day that they are not weak. They can make it. They can come back. What's your appeal to government and your words to the young people especially?
Okay, my appeal to the government is that I would request the government to come on board. Of course, we have the Ministry of Health that we are working hand in hand with, but I'm appealing to the government if we can have more ministries that can support our work, so that we can move this forward, so that we can reach this information to the furthest person that is in rural communities, so that they can have access to this information, so that they can also have access to these services. And also, I request the government that if they can build more training institution into mental health, that would really a good idea, because currently we only have one institution, which is Chainama, that is dealing with the mental health issues. So if we can have a lot of hospitals or training institution, maybe per district, or maybe rather per province, that would really help, because we're having a lot of issues of mental health that are coming on board from different parts of the country, because we don't really have enough trained officers or enough trained personnel that are in this field to help up the people with the mental health issues. My message to the young ones, you should take care of yourself. Mental health issues are real. So you should be able to come to our offices. We'll be able to help you, but avoid using substance abuse, and also take care of yourself, have a good diet for yourself, so that we can avoid issues to do with the NCDs, which are non-communicable disease. We can reduce on this if we can take care of ourselves, stop smoking, take care of yourself, go for regular checkups. Okay, there are a team of expertise from the Chainama hospitals that are on board that can help us to reduce on these numbers of cases of mental health issues that we are facing in our community. And lastly, I think you are not the only one facing that. I've been a victim also of mental health. I almost died. I had terrible depression, but it is through this organization, the UNDP and other partners that have come on board, that really helped and groomed me to be where I am. I almost lost my life. So I would urge you also, you can still get in touch with us on the number that is 0977 66 44 41. We can be able to guide you, or you can visit our United Nations house. You can find the UNDP office there, and we can be able to help you. You can also hit us on our Facebook page. We can still also be able to help you with those services that you need. Yeah.
All right. That was Mr. Elvis. You rightly called Kapusa, telling us more about mental health. We look forward to government doing much more about this. Hopefully that in the next cabinet we can have a minister of mental health. And hopefully that can sit in very well for the advocate and for many other Zambians who are saying that this is a way to go. Now let's look at what else is making a headline across the country. A woman of Mano area in Mansa district, Luapula province, has appealed for assistance to enable a specialized treatment after suffering a partial stroke. Esther Kapaya told Prime TV2 News that the condition has significantly affected her mobility, I beg your pardon, and daily activities, forcing her to depend on her daughter for support. Ms. Kapaya explains that the situation has brought emotional and financial pressure on her family, and she's no longer able to conduct her usual routines. More in the following report.
Esther Kapia of Mano area in Mansa district now depends on a walking stick to move around after suffering a partial stroke that has affected her mobility and daily life. Her daughter, Peggy Wadia, explains that the condition has made it difficult for her mother to live normally, adding that even attending church service has become a serious challenge. Peggy is now appealing to well-wishers to come to the aid of her mother, especially with transport support, to enable her seek specialized medical treatment outside the province.
Mkwaya mafya tirepita monde pita ngwafya wakwata bamayo bali lwala ko stroke okuboko nokulu tafibomba so myendele yawo kwenda kuti bakwanisha kwenda kwako kuchechi nangu kwako ku toilet bala shupi kwa ero amafya ambye tirepita moto alifiro kwanisha kwa ku hospital ya kulumula ndune tatwa kwata pa kumo kuboko ngakuli na bambya benga twafuirisha ko muri ubu bwafya abaleta mbe ifyumu kuti batwafuirisha ko filefine ukweteko kanono atwafuirisha ko mu bwafya bulepita mo bamayo abafya shubande.
Meanwhile, Kelvin Manda, Esther's son-in-law, says the family is doing everything possible to care for her, but the situation has not been easy due to financial and physical demands involved.
Abamayo bali apa bapongo shibandi na upa umwana wabo. Ndiranda ubuchushi buntu tupitamo kuri abamayo po balwalira myaka ya pita yafula. Lero ubuchushi bwa myendere yabo bali bo bwashupa. Na ngwefe bale bomba kuno mo kushonze fya dipera panuma. Imirire nifoto bafuirisha so ndero mba mukwaye kubanga twafuirisha ko kufya mirire nemisungire yaba fyashe beswaba na
ananda fili kwa mkwenda nshenda bino mkwaye pamondo buchushi bakuru no kubuku mumuntu ola nshupa walionaika.
Esther Kapia of Mano area in Mansa district now depends on a walking stick to move around after suffering a partial stroke that has affected her mobility and daily life. Her daughter, Peggy Wadia, explains that the condition has made it difficult for her mother to live normally, adding that even attending church service has become a serious challenge. Peggy is now appealing to well-wishers to come to the aid of her mother, especially with transport support, to enable her seek specialized medical treatment outside the province.
Mkwaya mafya tirepita monde pita ngwafya wakwata bamayo bali lwala ko stroke okuboko nokulu tafibomba so myendele yawo kwenda kuti bakwanisha kwenda kwako kuchechi nangu kwako ku toilet bala shupi kwa ero amafya ambye tirepita moto alifiro kwanisha kwa ku hospital ya kulumula ndune tatwa kwata pa kumo kuboko ngakuli na bambya benga twafuirisha ko muri ubu bwafya abaleta mbe ifyumu kuti batwafuirisha ko filefine ukweteko kanono atwafuirisha ko mu bwafya bulepita mo bamayo abafya shubande.
Meanwhile, Kelvin Manda, Esther's son-in-law,
abamayo bali apa bapongo shibandi na upa umwana wabo. Ndiranda ubuchushi buntu tupitamo kuri abamayo po balwalira myaka ya pita yafula. Lero ubuchushi bwa myendere yabo bali bo bwashupa. Na ngwefe bale bomba kuno mo kushonze fya dipera panuma. Imirire nifoto bafuirisha so ndero mba mukwaye kubanga twafuirisha ko kufya mirire nemisungire yaba fyashe beswaba na ku hospital misungire yaku batora ku hospital na ma transport mko yabenga twafurisha kuti batwafurisha ko kuningana no kulomba kunduture lomba mkwaye.
Pasco Mkabila, Prime TV News in Mansa, Luapula Province.
Hi, my name is Constance Nalishebo Mlearai, the mayor of Livingston. I also happen to be the 8th wonder of the world, and you are watching Prime TV2.
Why keep your business in the dark? Shine a spotlight on your brand with Prime TV2.
Has been assaulted by the ant.
Zambia's first ever 24-hour news channel and a trusted platform that helps business grow.
Botswana, of course, behind me is the Kazungola Bridge. And
we broadcast on Topstar, channel 110, DTH platform, and reach an expanding digital audience through our Facebook page, PTV2 Zambia.
Projects that have been dotted across the country.
Advertise with us today. Contact our marketing team on 0978 71 9477. Prime TV2, the home of breaking news.
Right. right, welcome back. You're still watching the Sunrise Breakfast Show right here on PTV2. Just in case you are just joining us, a very lovely good morning to you. Today on our entertainment segment, we are shining a spotlight on local talent from our communities. Of course, a brand new movie titled Pain, produced by young filmmakers from Kanyama and Garden House, are here to, just let us know more about this movie. And it is set to premiere on the 4th of April, 2026 at Levy Cinemas. The film is proudly sponsored by Cobbs Transporters, of course, showing great support for local creative arts. Now, joining us in the studio are Crown and Cosmas, who are here to tell us more about the film, the inspiration behind it, and what audiences can expect at the premiere. Gentlemen, good morning and welcome to our breakfast show today.
Good morning.
All right. First of all, congratulations on the upcoming premiere. Now, tell us more about the movie Pain and what the story is about.
I'll go first. Yeah, the movie Pain, it's a true event. Sure. It's a true event. And then it talks about gender-based violence. It talks about human rights. It talks about unwanted pregnancies and violating on those who dare to dream big.
Okay.
Yes.
So what really, inspired you to create this film? What is the story behind it? Why did you pick on those particular topics?
Okay, like I said, it's a true event. So these things normally happens. So it's something that is that we picked from what is happening in our compounds. Yes. So we go around, we ask questions, we understand what is really happening right now, and then we pick it up from there.
Okay.
Yes.
So now you are filmmakers coming from Kanyama and Garden House. How important is it, for communities to support local creative talent like this?
Why is it important? Because first of all, we need to develop our film industry. We need to develop our film industry, and they need out of countries they need to learn our culture, and they need also to see what is happening in our country, because in our society there are a lot of things that are happening, and people are not considering it. Like, for example, our story is based on GBV. It's based on people who are special, maybe people who are disabled. Those people need to consider them.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to talk about human rights. A lot of people, they are being mistreated with their parents in homes. And there is no one who can stand for them, maybe who have a voice to talk to them. So as a film industry, we are coming in. We are coming in as a voice to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And since, just a reminder, gentlemen, that since we're speaking to our local communities, feel free also to use our local language so that people can get to, just understand a little bit more. And also tell us about, the process of creating this movie from the start to finish. What was really involved?
I'll start from the pre-production. Yeah, so it's about creating stories. So this is a true event story. So we started by understanding what is happening in our communities. And then we talked about what is really happening to those ones who are maybe called junkies, because Kanyama is popularly known as for junkies.
Yes.
Yes. So now we have to understand. Most of them, I would say, maybe people from Chalala, they don't know what is really happening to those people. So for some of them to be in those situations, we are talking about them. These other people to understand, to say what is maybe making that person to be a junkie. So we had to tap the situation, we had to understand the stories, and then we started creating such kind of stories so that maybe people can know to say, maybe for someone to be a junkie, maybe there is a situation behind that person being into a junkie.
Okay.
Yes.
So did you have like auditions? Take us through the process.
Okay, so we never had auditions. We never had auditions because our film production is a well-known film production which trains actors.
Okay.
We train our own actors. We have got acting coaches, and then we have got DOPs. We have got everyone in short. So we don't do auditions. We only pick from our actors. We train them. Even the crew itself, we train them to be the crew. Yes.
Okay. And what were some of the challenges that you faced during the production of this movie?
Okay, as a director, I faced a lot of challenges. It wasn't easy, like from beginning up to the end, because as a director, there's often a mindset ma actor. Each character is often a mindset mark. So I nothing time without money for me to understand each character. For me to understand each character, because I need to understand what is the script all about. We character the branch, then I need to understand out of the script we want the branch. So it was very difficult. Yeah, it wasn't easy.
Okay. So now we do understand that obviously, producing a film is not cheap.
Yes.
How did you manage to sort out some financial challenges?
At first, I am the executive producer. We are two executive producers, Gift Band and Cosmos Band. Then we look forward to look for sponsors, which is Cobbs, Ambassador Wine, Zetka, and what do I got?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, we've got about 80 sponsors in this film. Because for them to come in, we need to convince them for them to come in. And then we had to do the great job for them to come in.
Okay.
So we have got about 80 sponsors for the film.
Oh,
it's talking about something that is Leo. So for them, they had to put in their effort because they thought this is the movie that is talking about the Leo situation. Yes.
Okay. So you mentioned something important, coming from communities, and we've heard stories and complaints about this, the issue of junkies. What really, is causing the rise of junkies in our society?
Because according to me, our mindset, okay, according to our film production, our mindset is to, maybe our vision is to empower those ones. Yes, because sometimes we go around the whole compound, and then just start talking to junkies. Maybe you just call the person and then you tell the person to say, if you maybe start acting, maybe we'll train you to do this. Some other day, that person will be able to hold the camera. Some other day, that person will be able to do the gaffering. Some other day, that person will do something that is maybe creative in life. So maybe I would say what is causing the junkies in our communities is lack of job. Yes.
And because it's not only lack of job, but also it's because of our parents, our guardians. What's Sunga branch panyom? You see, then also it's involved of playing places like kwa minima na manga indo kwendo soverera ndikut at that particular
creation of facilities.
So like in Kanyama, it's very difficult to find a place where abana basoverera. It's very difficult to find a better ground bana minya ball. So at the end of the day, mzapelenge wangena mu madrugs, wamu wankara majanki. And because of our background, where we are coming from, what is Sunga branch, my parents. Sometimes because of wamai na watatu wayamba na panyuma. Mwana, mwana mamena kurira. It's difficult if panyumba pali too much emotions, bad emotions, like bayamba na wasita bwana zamu funati achoka ndo pitwa kompepa. Akachoka ndo pitwa kompepa kumana na mantomene swafu nako kumana na bebe. Ambaponzera bintu vina. So ni vambiri vamvistika mu community wentenga funika takamba ente yanganirapo. That's the reason why it's not a movie pen.
Now, gentlemen, I understand that you have a trailer for the film, but before we play it, what should the viewers look out for from the movie?
I would say the viewers should look out for the experiencing something that is big. Yes, because this movie is everyone watch movie. I would say it's maybe 8 PG. Yes, it's 8 PG. I would say it's 8 PG. Why? This is the movie that is talking about everything. And then each and every character who is in the movie has got their own story.
Okay.
We have got about 6 main characters. They have got their own stories. Yes, so I think the viewers should expect something big out of this movie.
Okay.
Yes.
And about the premiere, tell us more of what's happening on the 4th of April at Levy Cinemas, and who can attend and how can people, have access to the tickets?
On 4th of April, we'll be having this big event that will be starting at 16 hours exactly, the red carpet. The red carpet, and then 18:30 we'll be having the screening of the movie. From there we'll have a after part. And then now, for somebody who wants to buy the tickets, they can call on the numbers of which is 077-470-5678. Yes, and then we have got tickets. We have got 3 categories of tickets. We have got the 200, which is ordinary, and then we have got VIP, which comes with the big bottle of ambassador wine and a free T-shirt, the one I'm wearing.
Okay.
Yes, and then we have got the group ticket. Those ones maybe would say we are the 10 of us. They will pay a 1,500 for one ticket. Yes.
Okay. Now, you've also received support, from COBS transporters. How important is this sponsorship in helping local films reach bigger platforms? And maybe Mr. Cosmas, you can come in.
Okay. Like for sponsors, I would say when they're playing a role very much important, because to COBS, no everyone talks about it. If you got semester na fike kon. Because in Zambia, I would say that here in Zambia, it's very difficult for companies to come in film industry because they don't believe in film industry. So this is when film industry is trying to grow in Zambia. So it's very difficult to my companies but to say 40 years of a film young. And it's a big privilege, like kusebenza na COBS Zambia Malawi, then kusebenza na ambassador wine, it's a big privilege. Yeah.
Okay. Now, what are your future plans? Is this the last film that you're doing? What should the viewers out there expect after this particular film?
Okay, this is this was our test.
Okay.
Yes, this was our test, because we have a movie which is coming up after Pen. We have a movie which is called Silence. This Silence is bigger than Pen. Yes, and then it's also a true event story. We picked it from where we picked Pen. So we are just, we would say we are people who wants to talk about what is happening in Zambia. Yes, we want to talk about that through films.
Okay.
Yes, we don't have to start creating entertainment in movies. We want to create something that is really happening. Yes.
Okay. Well, maybe you want to add anything to that? Future plans after this movie?
So, we have Silence, and table, shooting very soon, and is the story ikulu maningi izachira pali Pen. And we believe that Bantu Wazambo Punzira and the film industry here in Zambia which will grow. Not only to us, but we need to work as a team with these other medias so that we grow Zambia film industry. Our aim is that to see Zambia film industry grow. Just for example, that person maybe South Africa, Nigeria, those guys are doing great. But if we can work together, then Zambia film industry will grow. Then we will speak for those who are voiceless.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Crown and Cosmas, for joining us this morning. And we definitely wish you all the best at the premiere of Pain on the 4th of April at Levy Cinemas. Be sure to support local talent and make sure you check it out. But before we actually go for that short break, let's have a look at the trailer.
Pain. It's not just a word, but the feeling inside the heart.
This place is not good for you. I promise you will die here if you don't speak the truth. Who murdered them?
When the whole world rejects you.
Tanjiwe, napora chokuza ndio mai bako wako.
Each time I remember the day I was born, I guess it.
The other day, that girl came to buy a pregnant test. Why do I have a feeling you slept with her?
The people you love goes away.
Pizzo is gone. What do you mean Pizzo is gone?
He was burnt to death because of stealing.
Pain break us, but to never define us. That's what happened.
What?
Why
can't you tell this blind daughter of yours to go and beg from the streets just like everyone else does?
I already forgave you a long time ago.
Your sorry ass will go.
Well, there you have it. Quite an interesting conversation. It's good to see that the film industry in Zambia is growing day by day. Now, dear viewers, you're still watching the Sunrise Breakfast Show, coming to you live on Topstar channel 110, and you can also follow the program on our digital platforms, Facebook and YouTube at PTV2 Zambia, where your voice continues to shape this national conversation. Now, colleagues, government has temporarily suspended excise duty and the zero rating of value-added tax on petrol and diesel for a period of 3 months. The Energy Regulation Board chairperson, James Banda, says the suspension will be in effect from April to June 2026. Meanwhile, ERB has increased fuel prices for the month of April, with petrol rising from 26 kwacha 61 ngwe per litre to 27 kwacha 15 ngwe, while diesel has significantly jumped from 23 kwacha 25 ngwe per litre to 27 kwacha 78 ngwe. In a statement made available to PTV2 News, Mr. Banda attributed the fuel price adjustments to rising international oil prices, largely driven by heightened geopolitical tensions in the Middle East. He also added the revised prices took effect at midnight on the 31st of March 2026, and of course will remain in force until next price review as determined by ERB. What do you make, of these adjustments at the moment?
I think first and foremost, we saw this coming as a nation, and we saw this coming as just even individuals, even filial attenders, I believe, saw this coming. When we were attending, I had the privilege of attending the Youth Day in Solwezi, where the president was. And on our way back, we actually stopped to get fuel in Kabwe, but there was no fuel in Kabwe. That was before month end, and we saw heard reports of filling stations actually not having power. Not having fuel. And we had also the minister giving statements. We had the ARB itself doing inspections, checking if people are holding on to fuel, or probably maybe that's the same. It's the crisis that has actually hit us. And of course, it's also because of the war that is actually going on. But again, when we're coming earlier this morning, the manager actually said something quite very interesting and talked about Egypt, and he actually gave a comparison of what's going on in Egypt. And when you read and research, theirs is even bad. Last month, their prices were increased 30%. Now they've increased more than 30%. So we're looking at this being not just a national crisis, but a very global crisis. And we're looking at what the government has done, has cushioned such removing taxes, meaning that it would have been more expensive. It should have been more than what it is now. So I really think this discussion should really be talked about in depth, in length. People should understand exactly what the government is doing, what the government has done, and also appreciate and give credit where it's due. Yeah, I don't know for Mr. Kitty to decide what's your view.
Okay, Dominic, you bring in a lot of critical thoughts, especially that. We saw this coming. I think that statements have been made. What I find very unfortunate is that the people who sell fuel are always hesitant to reduce when government says there's a reduction. In this particular case, we noticed that people stopped selling fuel a week or 2 weeks earlier to hold on to the fuel. I think that ERB must regulate this so that profits are plowed back. I think people were waiting to ensure that this is done. But the move by government is also critical because it is to cushion the impact. And I'm hoping that the owners of the fuel will also be kind enough to give back to the community, because what has been removed is very significant. Dominic, VAT or taxes is really a biting for every industry. So government saying, look, we remove the taxes. They are saying we want you to plow the proceeds also to the users. But like you rightly said, it's a global crisis. I think in South Africa they are celebrating what they are calling Energy Day, 2-3 days, where they tell you don't go to work. Work from home so that we use less power, less energy. Things that are energy driven are being sidelined just to ensure that we normalize. So perhaps it's time that we also moved away from fuel, from depending heavily on fuel, because this war, we don't know how long it will take. 3 months is just a study period to say how long will this take. If drastic measures, if war continues, then we expect more. And I expected government to have had reserves, Dominic, to be honest. We can't be crying foul after 2-3 days of war in a foreign country. What is the purpose for reserves? And we've had consistent conversations that there's oil in Angola. For some time, there's been that conversation that we are going to tap oil from Angola. And I think you could have heard this from the Cavinderes and successive governments. And I wish that we had taken advantage of that route instead of waiting for fuel to come all the way by sea. And at every conversation we affected, Angola now is stable in terms of peace and stability. And we can easily partner and get our fuel from there than to continue to depend on those countries, to continue to impact on Zambia negatively. I think that is my take going forward in the long run and in terms of planning.
But I think the biggest question that I would want to ask, or that many people are asking, is how do we deal with this situation, really? Like, how do we address this situation? Because this situation of diesel and using fuel, petrol, I think it's going to affect us in the long run, because these are signs that something should be done. Is solar power, or rather is green energy, the way?
Yes, it is. It says that, you see, when you are starting, Dominic, it may be expensive. I've seen people using these electric cars where you have no fuel at all. But you see, if I'm going to buy that car for about 250,000 kwacha, it's restrictive. So if we are going to talk about an initiative that should answer to these things. It must be viable for someone in Chawama, someone in Changombo, someone in those villages. But you see, when you say we are going green, and when you go green and then things are expensive, then you're not going green. It becomes a product of a selected few. So whenever we say, look, we have an initiative, it must be an initiative that we can all, for instance, solar right now. If you go into a given shop, the solar panels and to have a unit, you're going to spend about 50,000 kwacha. You know, that's prohibitive for an average woman, a marketeer, a boy in the barber shop, and so on and so forth. So this technology must be cheaper. Look at what China has done. Yes, they have the technology, but their technology is cheap, it's affordable, you know, at every level.
Rhoda, what's your take?
Let's read some of the comments, you know, that are coming in on this particular, you know, news story. So Salu Logic says it's fair enough because in South Africa they are buying diesel at 30 kwacha, 89 ngwe, I think, and in Botswana it is 22. Okay, so he says in Pula it's 22.86. Now, if you convert Pula or Rand in Zambian kwacha, you will find that kwacha is doing better. Let's learn to appreciate our president. Okay. So now Jabez Shower says, never thought I would live a day that petrol would be cheaper than diesel. Barikuti Mama Mazda, yeah, diesel, you thought you would enjoy for life.
Who's the person that committed who what?
It's Jabez Shower.
Jabez who?
Jabez.
The last name?
Shower.
Oh, okay.
Please tell us more.
No.
It's cantankerous.
No.
So Muyambo says, why not import finished product in Angola? A liter of fuel is less than, that's 0.5 US dollars. That's about 9 kwacha in Angola. And Zambia has 26% shares in their refinery.
That's a story.
I don't know what your thoughts are on that. Shumba Clive says it was anticipated. Fuel hikes everywhere. At least it is known that April swag is for petrol cars. Okay. And Kelvin Mwale says, better than what I expected. I was expecting my 40 kwacha. Truth be told, the president has had the hardest reign faced with natural chaos and wars, yet he manages to sail the ship. Many Zambians take HH for granted because of the natural hatred, but trust me, no one would have done better than our current president. Well, that's Kelvin Mwale. And, well, there are quite a number of comments here. Some think it's April Fool's Day.
Let them try the following day.
Let them do the following day.
Sandra says, well, I was debating with myself yesterday as to whether to fill up gas then or wait for the 1st of April. At a friction of a minute, decided to get a full tank of diesel, then which I did, and now this. Wow.
It will still finish.
It will finish.
I tell you.
Yeah, the new rates will catch up with her.
Yeah. Okay, so someone says, Kasonde says, politics at work. Anyway, I wanted to comment on this post, but it's okay.
No, I think this is the time for him that politics has done a good thing. Because, of course, we should actually give credit where it's due. And we should be very factual.
So yeah, go ahead.
So I feel that let's give credit. When something that's good has happened, let's be happy about it. When something bad happens, let's criticize it and let's shoot it down. But every good thing, let's give it, you know.
So what's a good thing that has happened, Dominic?
The good thing, number one, is that the government has actually cushioned for us VAT Vachosa. You know, it was supposed to be more expensive than this.
Yeah, but Dominic, you look at this. Government has told the people who are importing fuel that look, they will not have to pay VAT when they are importing. But the question is that will these importers now reduce the cost of fuel for you?
So this is how it works. Them not paying taxes is reflecting to the price now, because there's no way they cannot be paying prices and still keep the same rates. So meaning if they if they were paying VAT, the prices would have been more than this. So it's reflective. So it's a change. So what the government has done is kusos kwa mene njoka mene waenda no come back okay 20 so that they should make it reflective and everyone should benefit.
Okay, so should you and me, Dominic, afterwards go and check after the indicative importation rates that look now prices have improved and reduced after the next price fuel reduction. Should we expect that it?
Of course, I can neither confirm or deny when prices going down. So we are only going to know and only going to be told at the end when actually ARB sits down and the minister says, the ARB sits down and gives us a way forward and says, okay, we have the prices of fuel have gone down or gone up because of ABCD, and this is the way forward. So what we can only hope for is the best.
And it's actually a very positive thing that a lot of Zambians in the comment section do understand the situation.
Oh, yeah, that's a good thing.
Eric also says this is better than what it ought to be. Actually, the decision to remove VAT and excise duty was a good move for the meantime. Emmanuel Mwanza also says the situation is understood. And Fualanga comes in and says, let's blame Trump. Sui Z says,
we blame Trump. It's not us to go and get the fuel ourselves.
So, Masenga says they have put salt in diesel.
No, I think the people are happy and most of the comments were getting up.
Yeah, okay, so last but not the least, Amos Jr. says, so by tomorrow, all filling stations will have the miracle diesel. So I think he meant today.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I think he meant today because I think he was actually looking and anticipating to say, why are these people holding on to diesel? Because you know, if there's a shortage of diesel, ARB should have given, should have told the country or should have actually given a report to say, could shortage of diesel, so let's hold on and let's tie our belts. Because when diesel is actually coming into the country, these trucks are actually they're actually tracked, and because they know the number of filling stations that we have, where they are going, and they know how much consumption of diesel that we get. So as that matruck ya pita ni aso na so, ni malitas ni aso na so. So ngati ni angona ya pita, meaning they know that there will be deficit or there will not be the thing. So that is why we have seen them actually coming in asking and looking and inspecting, because their statistics and what was on the ground happening is not happening. So there was serious politics being played, allegedly. So we hope for the best. Otherwise, we're happy that what has happened is quite positive.
So we should blame the opposition for withholding the diesel?
No, us are not politicians. We're not going to blame the opposition. The filling station managers and whatever they are doing, if it's true that they're doing, we don't want to believe that they're in the opposition. They're trying to make money and trying to make a profit out of it. So regardless of them being at any side of the party or even the side of the team, you know, it's just people being selfish, if at all that is true. Right. So we should actually talk against and work against that.
All right, so our dear viewers, keep the comments and the messages coming through our Facebook page, that is PTV2 Zambia, in our comment section. We now take a short break, but to stay with us. On the other side, we join Dominic and Jeremiah as they take it up with sports.
Why keep your business in the dark? Shine a spotlight on your brand with Prime TV2.
Has been assaulted by the ant.
Zambia's first ever 24-hour news channel and a trusted platform that helps business grow.
Botswana, of course, behind me is the Kazongola Bridge. And
we broadcast on Topstar, channel 110, DTH platform, and reach an expanding digital audience through our Facebook page, PTV2 Zambia.
Projects that have been dotted across the country.
Advertise with us today. Contact our marketing team on 0978 71 9477. Prime TV2, the home of breaking news.
If it's not on Prime TV2, verify it. Our dedicated reporters across the country bring you accurate, well-researched news, keeping you informed 24/7. Catch us on Topstar Channel 110 and follow us on Facebook at Prime TV2 Zambia. Prime TV2, the home of breaking news.
Henna mulijisi idekoda ya Topstar amwebele magani atugwa munchili agasimpe amumasena momukala ambunga abahimu wezelela twambo bahomega abahimulimo twamwetela magani muhyogo yonse hajihi anamajaja wa Prime TV2 channel 110 ninganda ile tamagani mbwabele. Henna mulijisi idekoda ya Topstar amwebele magani atugwa munchili agasimpe amumasena momukala ambunga abahimu wezelela twambo bahomega abahimulimo twamwetela magani muhyogo yonse hajihi anamajaja wa Prime TV2 channel 110 ninganda ile tamagani mbwabele.
Welcome back. You're watching the Sunrise Breakfast Show. We're coming to you live on Topstar, channel 1 and stream live on our Facebook page. That is PTV2 Zambia. Of course, you can also catch us via direct text and let us know what is on your mind, because we are, because you are. And the number to catch us is 0972 036306, 0972 036306. And of course, we're now in the final episode in which we discuss sports. Of course, yesterday, before I went to sleep, I saw a post on social media about Zambia playing with Argentina, and I woke up today, it was 5-0. I don't know if it was Fool's Day or it was true, but Mr. JC will probably touch it, and he's the one here to talk about sports with us. Good morning, and how are you today?
Good morning, and thank you very much. And how did you travel?
I traveled very well, my brother. We met interesting human beings in Nchwala.
Yeah, so
not in Nchwala, Komboka.
Komboka. So he's not an interesting human being, but he met interesting human beings. It's good that you are here.
Thank you very much, my brother. Oh yeah.
I still feel it's April Fool's Day, humiliating fixture, but I really expected Zambia to lose. But not
expected Zambia to lose
with that margin. The margin was just too big. So the people here just felt like, you know, they might just give me this wine to cool me a little bit down, because I didn't even sleep. You can imagine, I just had to really, you know, just stay up without sleeping. And 2 consecutive losses. We lost to Zimbabwe. We went on just some few hours. We lost again this morning to Argentina. So I'm still believing it's Fool's Day.
I think I'll play you that song.
It is Fool's Day.
My reasons. Because you've got a reason to hold that bottle.
To hold that
bottle of wine.
Yeah.
You have a reason for that.
Yeah. So it's a very sad situation. But yeah, such things do happen.
Anyways, let's get to some of the other sports disciplines that will be happening over the weekend. I know it's going to be the whole weekend. Obviously, a lot of people have been calling it that. We do have the defending champions are Red Arrows, and they're looking forward to defending the title. They said, look, we are not going to leave any stone unturned. We're just going to make sure that when we get back to celebrate this on Monday, which is going to be the beautiful Monday, of course, on holiday, we will be enjoying this celebration and having fun, especially when it comes to that. Nobody's going to take it away from us, especially that they didn't win the league. They are hoping this is the way to win it. But I think we've seen the knockout tournament that has been happening. It's been minimal wins. Nobody has won it with a bigger margin, except Red Arrows at the beginning of it all. They managed to beat Lusaka Powerhouse by a bigger margin. It was a humiliating margin that they managed to win. So, and I was thinking it's a statement, but it's not really a big statement because they've gone back to win just by one point or so. So it's just one of those things. Anyways, getting through to tennis, as we all know that tennis do have so many games that will happen, and in every season, in the month of women, when they celebrate women, this tournament was supposed to be in March, but it was postponed because the courts we have are outside courts. So basically, they are outdoor courts. So you can't play tennis when it's raining. So because at the time when they were supposed to play last week, it was raining, so they had to postpone the date to today, and they've removed it from Kobe Belt because mostly it happens in the Kobe Belt, but it's going to be in Lusaka and Mulungush. That is at Mulungush. That's where it's going to be because Mulungush has got hard court. Even if it rains, they can actually sweep out the water and continue playing. So it's a women tournament. So they have to support women. They have to make sure that women also participate in the tournament. We do have Zambia 1 and Zambia 2. They are twins. Like we did have the Williams girls. So there was Selena Williams and the other Williams. So they are twins. We've got also twins in the Copper Belt. They are Zambia 1 and 2. They play tennis. Oh. So there's the other twin is Zambia 1. The other twin is number 2, or seed 1.
So can you differentiate the twins?
Yes. Yes, there's a minimal difference. Okay. Yeah, but I know them. Okay. Probably, yeah. There's Christabel and Chisom. So those two females, and they're just very young. Actually, they're playing very good tennis. And then there's one that won the other independence tournament that we had, which is an international tournament. Natasha and another, one of the twins. They're having a photo and draw pictures. So we'll be expecting to be a battle. It's going to be a very great battle that is going to be between the two. And hopefully we might just see, even the Madalas will come through and participate in this particular tournament. It's a women, every woman who knows how to play tennis or who's been playing tennis will be participating. And I think we do have quite a number of them that have really showed signs of coming. And just before I went back home, I was watching some of the trainings. A lot of people are training, putting in a lot of energy. A lot of women really are showing signs of wanting to win this open tournament. So every time that we have this tournament, then we know that the season is going to happen. Okay. And we'll be expecting some teams to travel. Some of them, the young players, will be traveling to. 4 will be traveling to Egypt. Should be traveling anytime soon, of course, next week or so. And another team will be traveling to South Africa. So we've got so many of those tennis players that will be traveling to different destinations. And thanks to the executive for making sure that we get into international tournaments and we're playing international tournaments after a long period of time. We've been in hiatus, but we're back in it. Midweek, this is Fool's Day, and we've got some games. Maybe I might just go and watch this kind of football that is going to be played today. So we've got Nkana will be playing against Red Arrows, and Red Arrows are saying we are going to beat Nkana on Fool's Day so that they don't believe that we've beaten them. They will be thinking it's Fool's Day. On Fool's Day. On Fool's Day, so they don't believe that. So that they don't believe that we've beaten them. They will be just saying, no, we were not beaten. It's Fool's Day.
It was Fool's Day. We played.
It was Fool's Day when we played. So they will be playing against Nkana at Nkana Stadium, Pachirata, and let's see how that game is going to be. Zesco United against Green Buffaloes, the Nyata boys, and of course Zesco United hasn't really been great in terms of how they've performed. but we hope that they will pick up. Konkola Blaze, Sharp Razor, they will be playing against Mtondo Stars, and Leopards against the Mines United. Mines United do have, and you know, I was even laughing when I saw they were saying the group of elders in one of the political parties. Yeah, so Mines United do have a group of elders as well in their team. So they brought up some old players that played in a long time ago, like the Babo Matitoris of this world, modern. They brought them together, and then they said this is the group of elders who will be helping Mines United. But imagine that they've got a group, the group of elders, but they're not participating. They are not performing up to expectations because they're at the bottom of the table, unfortunately. So Kansanshi Dynamos will be playing against Napsa Stars. So I'm not comparing the elders from from the political party. They might just be lagging behind because of the elders anyway. I don't know, whatever. So moving on, we've got National Division 1 as well. There's so many games that are happening. For those of you in Lusaka, you can actually pick up some games. Lusaka Atletico will be playing against Trident. Trident doing very well. Second the position, of course, 1 point behind Maken All Stars. And they will be playing in Lusaka at Koloma Stadium, that is in Charleston. You can go and watch this particular game. Kafio Celtic at the Swamp as well in Lusaka is going to be against Ndola United. And Kitwe, and of course another game, Maken All Stars against Jumuro at Imboira Stadium. And those are some of the games that we'll be watching in Lusaka. Ron United will be playing against Chipata City Council. But of course on Thursday we do have Aguila Stars at Woodland Stadium. They will be playing against Chambishi, another game in Lusaka. So those games that will be played, that is in National Division 1, week 29. Some few games remaining before we see some of the teams that will qualify to the Premier League. 4 teams will get back into the big in terms of football in the MTN Fast Super League. Now to this, you know, this is the sad part. So we've got 2 teams. Some of the people were thinking it's the ladies that are playing in the 4 national tournament that was happening in Botswana. It was the mains team. It's a B team. They performed very well until the last minute. They had to allow a goal in the 88th minute. It was an own goal, unfortunately. So we were beaten, and Zimbabwe managed to win 1-0, and they are the champions of the 4 national tournament, the Mukuru 4 national tournament that was happening. They beat Zambia, and of course this team played very well. You know, they did dominate the game, but they couldn't score, unfortunately. But we lost, so this is the first loss. And then there was Zambia playing, Botswana playing against Malawi. Unfortunately, Malawi were beaten 1-0, and Botswana coming 3rd. So Zambia number 2, Zimbabwe number 1, and the number 4 is Malawi, just closing up the top 4 in terms of the 4 national tournaments, unfortunately for Malawi. And well, to the big one, Messi scored, and they scored 3. Zambia scored 1 and 2. There was an own goal and a penalty. So yeah, so they beat us 5-0. It was really a sad moment. But the coach, Zambian coach, is saying, look, we were beaten, but I think they didn't lose the shape. They made mistakes. They're young players. They're not experienced. And they were bound to make a lot of mistakes. But I think we learned one of those 2 things. They allowed a goal in the 3rd minute, which is a very sad situation because it destabilizes you. And if you don't come back, it is a very difficult situation. Shots, Argentina, and only 5 shots on target. And from those 5 shots on target, they had 3 goals that they scored, and a penalty and an own goal. So basically, I think it's a good thing because we expected domination of that possession. We expected Zambia is going to be beaten, and of course they were going to have a lot of shots on target. But 9 shots on target, I think they really were a little bit disciplined. And one other thing that we can actually talk about is the fact that 89% of ball possession for Zambia is a good thing, because in the game where you don't dominate, you don't expect them to string some passes, but they did. So there's some of those positives that you can pick out from the Zambia game. It was unfortunate we lost to that big margin, but the fortunate part is we have to build on from this, and you know, we can only get better by playing big teams like Argentina, big teams like, instead of just concentrating on playing COSAFA teams. But I think this time around we have to play these teams so that we see the mistakes that we are making, and then we learn from these big mistakes. Because we might be thinking we're dominating because we're playing teams like Malawi, but at the moment, playing against Argentina was a big thing and a beautiful thing for Zambia. And let's take positives from this game. I know it's a friendly game, and it will live for the rest of our lives thinking about the 5-0 that we were bashed, and being scored by Messi. We'll still remember this. Anyways, we get to the beautiful thing that has happened for Africa is that DRC qualified to the World Cup, the last team for African teams to qualify. And you remember that we've got 9 already teams that have qualified, and now putting on DRC that have qualified as well is a big thing, a beautiful thing that has happened. 10 teams at the World Cup is not a mean achievement for Africa. And you remember that this is the half qualifier, because of course they have to go through the qualifiers, because they played against Cameroon, and after playing against Cameroon they went on to play the playoffs, and they played against Jamaica, the Reggae Boys, and they had to beat them in the extra time of the game, so for them to get it a qualifier. And of course it has taken them 54 years since 1970 something that they qualified to the World Cup. They were called Zaire when they qualified to the World Cup before, so they've qualified, and we've got 10 teams, or 52 years actually, for them to qualify. And now just guess some of those teams that have qualified. Those are the teams from Africa that are going to represent Africa at the World Cup. Unfortunately, out of the 10 teams, no Zambia, really. South Africa is there. They will be playing, Nigeria is not there. They were beaten by DRC. We do have so many other teams that have qualified, of course. Nigeria were beaten by DRC in the playoffs. The playoffs had started, and then they went on to go on. And I'm sure that this man, we're going to see him at the World Cup doing his thing, without talking, standing. I'm still in denial, and I'll be in denial. And I was just saying, look, it's our first day. We didn't lose. These are some of the things that we have in terms of sports today.
All right, thank you so much, viewers. Of course, you're still watching Prime Television, Zambia 2, and we're talking about sports. Of course, we had quite a number of things that we talked about. We talked about the issue of fuel. We also talked about the sad situation of the young man that actually drowned in the sewer. We also had a conversation in depth about mental health, which is quite very important, which we cannot ignore now, because in our workplaces, our homes, and even in our communities, this is something that is real and happening to the people that we live in. But this is what we had for you on the Sunrise Breakfast Show. On behalf of Rhoda and Kizito, my name is Kapili Dominic, and God bless.
From the fields to the table, every bite it shows. Primarily me, the taste of home. Primarily me, the taste of home. Primarily me, the taste of home. Mama in the kitchen, we never eat alone. Primarily me, the taste of home.
Prime Meal, pure, proudly Zambian, the taste of home.